Right, so I'm going to answer a question that I've just received by email. Okay, this is what the person says. You always say to accept the situation as it is. What to do if the situation is not favourable to you, but it is sometimes contrary to you? You say don't fight. I think we should fight as much as we can. And when we think that it is not in our control, then we should surrender. What do you say? I think that this email is referring to the post I gave on my blog last week. You can visit the blog at www.selfhelpandprosperity.blogspot.com. Okay, and my post was basically about the first step to success, where you should actually accept the reality as it is of the situation, even if you don't like it. And then in a second post I said that you shouldn't fight against life, basically saying that it's no good fighting things because that's a negative reaction. What you've got to do, first of all, what I actually try to explain here is that you need to first of all accept the reality. Sometimes we really don't like what's happening or the situation that we find ourselves in. Right now, for example, there are things that I really don't like about my situation, and sometimes I have found myself actually almost refusing to accept what's going on. First of all, you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to accept the reality. That's all I'm saying, really. Accept what is actually happening, take a look at it, don't deny it, and certainly don't fight it, because that's what's really happening. That's what I'm saying, that you need to take a look inside of yourself and think, well, what can I do about this situation as it really exists now? So the fact that you could respond by reacting, by fighting, there are two things going on here. First of all, as I mentioned in my first post, you need to accept the reality. That is, don't deny it to yourself, because if you deny that the reality which is taking place, then there's no way that you can begin to find any solution for it. And secondly, the wrong thing to do would be to actually fight it. So many people get aggressive and they think we've got to fight, 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 and they're going to get through and they're going to find success by actually, battling their way through. Well, that's a good attitude, but it's actually not productive, especially when you're trying to solve a situation which is stressful or a problem which is really, really difficult and you just don't know what to do. First of all, you've got to be calm, and you're not going to be calm if you're fighting. So all I'm trying to say here is that you need to realistically look at what's going on, and you need to accept it for what it is, and then you need to calmly think about what you're going to do to try to improve your situation. Okay, so the email actually goes on, so I'll read a little bit more. You always say to accept the situation as it is. Yeah, accept the reality of the situation, but accepting it doesn't mean that you should try to be happy with something that you really don't want. You should just accept it as reality. What to do if the situation is not favourable to you, but is sometimes contrary to you? You say don't fight. I think we should fight as much as we can, and when we think that it is not in our control, then we should surrender. What do you say? I'm not saying surrender. No, if something is really not what you want, and something is really making you unhappy, I don't say surrender. The only form of surrender that exists here is surrender to the reality. Accept the reality, but do not accept the situation as being permanent. Okay? You're going to need to do something to solve it. That's what I want to do when I'm actually that's what I wanted to do when I was actually writing these two posts. Anyway, I hope that response has helped. I'm going to regularly post videos on this page answering emails which I get from visitors, and I hope that that's going to be helpful to you. Okay, so you can always come back to this page, so please do bookmark it, and you can check my responses to emails. That way I'm going to be dealing with the problem, and everybody's going to be able to see my answer, not just the person who emails me. So please do send your emails to me, okay, at more-selfesteem.com/contact.htm. You can send me an email and I'll try to answer it here, okay? So that's all for now. Check back tomorrow for another video.